Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Good morning, Belle Plaine. Good morning, Big Lake. Good morning, Renton, Washington. And good morning to you. Welcome to the Jason Show. I'm Jace. Please say hello to my sidekick sister from another mister and Polly's House of Pelicans Employee of the Month, Kendall Mark.
Hello.
How are you?
We're based in the Caribbean.
We are.
Yes.
How you doing there, my princess?
I feel great. It's a great Thursday. How are you?
I'm well, you know, fighting with my neighbors, but other than that, we're going to get to that next week. We're going to get to that next week. We're going to put a, you know, what's it called? The neighbor app? What's that app? Next Door. We're going to do our version of that next week where we're going to give you a chance to complain about your neighbors.
We won't use your real names.
No. And it was spurred through something that happened to me. I'll just quickly tell you and I'll tell you about it again next week. We live in a condo building and people routinely just let their dogs roam around off leash. And it could be dangerous. I mean, luckily our dogs are nice. Dexter is a boxer. We have Mr. Big, the little Frenchie, little sausage. My friend Dawn calls him the mob boss. But they're kind dogs, but they're dogs. Anything can happen. Dexter, just, you know, Dexter's, he doesn't like things in a space, just like his daddy, you know? You know, they say you eventually start to look like your dogs.
Yes.
I think you start to actually, I think the dogs start to take on your characteristics. And Dexter's like, just get away from me. And that's kind of what he's like. So I want to avoid dog fights, but people are just like, oh, and they don't clean up after themselves, which is so rude to me. So anyway.
Very gross. I'm also fighting with my sort of neighbors.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
We're going to. So next week, get ready to complain about your neighbor here on the Jason Show. But I want to start with something positive and something that I think you guys will be able to relate to, and that is good lifelong friends. And there's really nothing better. And as I'm sitting here today, I'm excited for today's show. We have some funny stuff coming up. But I'm also excited because today I'm picking up from the airport 3 of my high school 5 that I always refer to. I'm a really lucky dude. You're going to hear me say this a lot over the next 48 hours, and I'm very sorry, but I'm a very lucky dude because of many reasons, but I'm lucky enough to have 5 ladies that have been my friends for basically 30 years, and more than 30 years, and that's a blessing to me. And 3 of them are flying in to stay with me for the weekend, and I'm really excited. It's Chris, my prom date when I was a senior, the older woman. We have Sheila, friend / my ex-girlfriend.
Oh.
I know. I always think about people in the audience like, Vern? Isn't he a homosexual? And then we have Melanie was like cool because she had a boyfriend all through high school.
Oh, yeah.
So she didn't hang out with us that much, but we loved Mel. But she had a boyfriend, you know, and how that is. The
They
friend,
become-
yep. And then when they would have a problem, then Mel would come and hang with us. And we never held it. But now I'm closer with Mel now than I was in high school. So I'm so excited. And you're going to get to meet them tomorrow. We're going to have them on the show. We may play a little game, like a newlywed game. How embarrassing stories. They have a ton. I mean, again, I went to prom with Chris.
It's great.
You know, she can tell you if I was a ladies' man.
I'm sure he was.
I had quite a few girlfriends.
I'm sure a lot of girls wanted to hang out with you because it was fun to chat and gossip.
Thank you, Kendall. I was a really good boyfriend.
Except for the,
Except for the gay part.
yeah, that.
Okay, he likes to shop, check. He has good style, check.
Gossip.
He's nice to me, check.
Handsome.
He loves to watch soap operas, check. I mean, he's just perfect. On paper, I seemed like a good boyfriend.
Yep, except for you just also liked the boys.
Yeah.
Dang.
Very small writing at the bottom. Very small writing. Blatant homosexual. Anyway, you're gonna get to meet them tomorrow, and I can't wait. And actually, as I said, I can't wait for today's show. So let's start it. Roll it, Leo. Let's start with the hot dish. Here we go. And and I posted my complaint on our building's Facebook group.
You brought it on yourself.
I
you know
don't
what
care.
mean?
I'm to the point, I just don't care. I do care about this. Reaction from Hollywood is pouring in after the Oscars decided to pre-record 8 awards. Some members of the Academy are blasting the decision and say it's another example of the Academy bowing to the network. The president of the Motion Picture Sound Editors says eliminating certain categories from the live broadcast degrades the Academy's mission to honor the craft of filmmaking. The categories that will be pre-recorded include 3 short categories: film, editing, score, production design, makeup, and sound. I gave you my big spiel yesterday. The backlash is not surprising to me, but here's the deal: they're not bowing to the network. Mm-hmm. It is the business part of show business that they're all in. The network is putting on your self-congratulatory party. So I don't mean to be harsh, but at this point in television history and with viewership trends, you're lucky ABC even wants to broadcast this in any form. And I'm being very serious. And this is coming from me, who I grew up loving the Oscars. I have several on VHS still.
You can buy them on VHS?
No, sunflower. My little sunflower seed. I recorded them on my VCR years ago. Like, I have many years recorded.
Okay.
Well, some of them were really good, and so did executive producer Jeff.
Are you kidding? You recorded them too?
They were
You have
awesome.
3 of them
Yes.
still? You guys stop. Stop it.
What's
Stop
so
it.
bad about that?
Both of you stop.
Look, Merlot, what's so bad about that?
I'm just saying it's time to move forward in life and get rid of the old VHSs with the 1986 Oscars.
Actually, it was 94, 5, 6, and 7. Those are the ones I have.
Is this a Titanic? That's Titanic.
One of them, the last one I have recorded, is Titanic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Any hoodly doodly, my point is, they're not it's a business. And as I said yesterday, it's a show.
Right.
The Oscars, the Academy Awards to me are one thing. The Oscars to me is the broadcast. And you gotta make it broadly entertaining, or don't call it a broadcast. Put it online. Mm-hmm. Do your 14-hour show. You know what I mean? Do your 14-hour and put it online.
Live stream it.
But if you're gonna put it on TV, on a broadcast network, you gotta make it entertaining and broadly entertaining.
Gotta evolve.
Yes.
Evolve. And throw away the VHSs.
Well, before I do, though, do you want to come over and have a little viewing party, and we can just sit all night and watch all of them in a row?
All the old ones,
Yeah.
too? I think I'm busy. What night was that?
Next in the dish, Tom Brady isn't waiting long to figure out his next moves, and the future Hall of Famer is going straight to Hollywood. He is set to produce and appear in a road trip comedy called 80 for Brady. Here's the shining part of the story. It's going to star Lily Tomlin, Jane Fonda, Rita Moreno, and Sally Field. It's like Cannonball Run for actresses over 60. It follows the 4 women who take a life-changing and wild trip to the Super Bowl to see their hero, Tom Brady. Production will get underway this spring. You would think that I would hate on this, but I've been percolating all morning. That cast, not a bad idea. Tom Brady playing himself, If he's going to do a movie, I mean, what's Tom Brady going to do other than play himself? Be Spartacus? You know?
Maybe.
He could be a pretty good Spartacus.
He'd be a pretty hot Spartacus.
Yeah. But what else is he going to do?
I actually, when I first read this, I liked it right away. Unlike you, I right away was like, heck yeah, let me see a Tom Brady movie. But then I was like, wait, it's not really about Tom Brady. It's a comedy. Oh, but those 4 are in it? I mean, I did like circles.
The premise is cute, right? Mm-hmm. I like the premise. All of those women
on a road trip.
And there's not a single one of those women I don't like. And look, I'm not a sports fan, but Brady's fine, and he's a good-looking dude.
Right.
So looking at him for 1 hour and 39 minutes, I could think of worse things.
You could. And he's been very good and very committed to everything else he's done in his life, right?
Sure. Next in the dish, Ben Stiller has a new TV series that he directs called Severance On. Severance on Severance. I'm excited. I'm sorry. The executive producer is ashamed of me. It's called Severance on Apple TV Plus. I've seen it at the top of my menu there. He's been directing projects since the late 80s. And Howard Stern asked if there was a project that he passed on that he regrets. Listen to which one he did.
And because I have passed on things that then I regretted for sure, you know.
Like what? What did you pass on and you said, oh, and then you see it and you go, oh my God.
Good Will Hunting.
Oh.
Directing Good Will Hunting.
Oh, are you serious? Oh my God. So when something like that happens, which is Good Will Hunting, one of the best movies ever made, right?
I haven't watched it for a while.
But Ben, in other words, the boys handed you the script. They were young guys.
I don't know if they even knew that I got it. But
Right.
I got sent it by my agent at the time, and the first turnoff was that these two guys were attached to it to act in it. Who wrote it? I was like,
Right.
what? Come on.
Ooh.
Well, you're right. Like, who are
I
they?
cast my own projects.
Look, you can kind of see where he's coming from. He didn't really know who Matt Damon and Ben Affleck was. So these no names will be like, okay, you're writing the script and you're going to force me to put you in
Right.
to star in it, even though you're untested. I could see the apprehension. But boy, what a
Perspective, man.
it's one of the great movies of the 90s. I would argue a great movie of the last 20 years or so, 25 years. Did you love that? That's so good.
So good.
And Robin Williams, the late great, that's when Robin Williams got his due. People took him seriously because they, which that also drives you crazy with the Academy. When, they never take comedians seriously and comedy seriously. And I think it's much harder to make an audience laugh sometimes than it is to make them cry. And there's been some great comedies. I don't want to go down this road. We got a break. But there's been some great comedies that the shoo-shoo, uppity Academy has ignored, like Tootsie. That's one of the greatest movies ever, but because it's a comedy. Anyway, I could go on, but I won't because we have to do a commercial, Kendall. We'll be right back. Back after this. Coming up next, Mirror, Mirror on the Wall, what's the biggest Netflix show of all? You're going to find out as the hot dish continues. Then, once again, see what happens when our studio cameras aren't rolling. Leo says 22 words a year.
And that was the most excited he's ever gotten.
It's the very best of the Jason Show before the show. And
Wait a minute.
a look back at a show that quite simply changed television. We're revisiting Twin Peaks. Grab a cup of Joe, that's coming up. When did that start? You love me, don't you?
Ted, Mommy and Daddy are fighting again.
I know. In that commercial break, executive producer Jeff goes, I just want to make you happy, Jason. And I said, when did that start?
And he said 20 years ago.
Yeah, I love him. Welcome back to the show. Friend of the show, we can call him that now. I love this guy, Russel Howard. Remember, he was on our show earlier this week. He was on Colbert last night. And that is our late night rewind.
We have to laugh at ourselves. We have to, particularly if you're British. We're a ludicrous nation. There was a headline in an English newspaper the other day that genuinely said, "Can hackers secretly control our hot tubs?" How good is your life if that's a genuine concern? I can't sleep, Roger. It's the jacuzzi. We're being hacked. It's the Russians, Rog. Like there's some operative in Moscow. Shall we destabilize their economy? No. Shall we further invade Ukraine? No. Let's head to Britain. Let's make the outside bath less bubbly than they desire.
He was so good. We've been joking all morning that we scooped Colbert. That's fun. It was fun. Oh, I love him. I'm genuinely just a big fan. And Kendall, you know who else I'm a fan of?
Who?
Our next guest. Our hot dish. Hey, thank you for that faux shock. Our hot dish now continues with our Insider to the Stars. Please welcome back to the show from the Hollywood Raw podcast, your friend and mine, Dax Holt. Hi, buddy.
Hello. Good morning, Jason. Good morning, Kendall. How is everyone?
You know, we got a big old snowstorm up here a couple days ago. So other than that, we're good.
You stay warm out there.
Oh, wow, yeah. Thanks, Dad. Your concern is overwhelmingly genuine. Dax, make good choices, Minnesotans. Thanks, Dax. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Okay.
I'm here for you.
This one hits close to home for you. You had a former TMZ paparazzi on the show.
Yeah, so I had one of my old buddies, Jesse Rowe, who was a TMZ cameraman for years and years and years. I mean, going back to like the golden years of 2007 through 2009. I mean, he was at TMZ for a very long time. But one of his beats was actually covering the courthouse. So he was front and center for most of the big trials, court cases, anything that you could think of in like TMZ history. He was there for. Like, he was there with all of Britney's conservatorship stuff and sitting, like, he's seen it all. It's really crazy. So we sat there and chatted all about what it was like to be in the courtroom, what it was like to see Britney Spears firsthand, what it was like to see these divorce cases, what it was like, you know, it's like so much this guy has seen and been a part of that we were just sitting there picking his brain for, you know, an hour or so. But we got into a little bit of all of that, along with how he used to use his dog to score interviews, which I thought was really funny. He would be like, I'd bring my dog along. And the second a huge star sees his dog, boom, instant conversation. It worked perfectly with Nick Cage.
Oh, that is good.
Yep.
Well, and if I'm doing the math, buddy, okay, so 2009, isn't that when was he around when you guys broke the Michael Jackson death story?
Yep. Yeah, because he was there before all of that. So yes, he was around for Michael Jackson. I mean, God, I sit here and I think about all the stories, and it is out of control. I can't even think of, like, there's so many stories that we broke at that time.
Because you were, I mean, how long were you there? Because you were there in junior high, for heaven's sake. When
I was there from 2005 to 2016, I think.
Oh, my.
17, something like that.
I guess I've never asked you the exact time. Wow,
It was my first job out of college. Yep.
Wow. Oh my goodness. What other little behind the scenes stuff did he have to say?
Well, of course, you know, whenever we have a paparazzi, which we're starting to figure out, like, people love when we have paparazzi, because you know the Hollywood Raw podcast.
Yeah.
We're having bodyguards, we're having celebrities, we're having makeup artists, you know, everyone involved in Hollywood, because we like to give this like real side of Hollywood, you know, and what celebrities are really like, humanize them. But whenever we have a paparazzi on, I don't know, people go wild for this, because I think you're getting a different glimpse that maybe people don't see a lot. But of course, whenever we have paparazzi, we got to ask worst and best celebrity encounters, because that to me is always a very interesting conversation. So we got into that, how he found celebs in LA. You know, because when you come to LA, everyone asks me that. Where can I go to see a celeb? And so I was asking him, how did you guys find celebs? Even though I was a part of TMZ, I didn't know his inner workings with finding them. And he would always say, oh man, like valets, they're your best friends.
Oh yeah. And I always heard, Dax, I had always heard the Four Seasons Beverly Hills. That bar is always hot with celebrities.
Mm-hmm. You know what, another place? Il Pastel.
Really?
I didn't realize. I've heard of it a bunch, but apparently at lunchtime, every day you will see someone.
Okay, I know you want people to listen to the podcast, so let me just ask you this, because you mentioned he gave you his best and worst. Mm-hmm. Were you surprised by who he mentioned?
I guess no, not really. Not really. I think his best interaction was just more of a personal moment for him. Like, he was really excited. And that's the other thing I like to hear is when you encounter a celeb that you were such a fan of, and they actually turn out to be as cool as you believe, I think that's kind of fun. Because I think what's worse is when you idolize someone and then meet them in person, and it is such a dumpster fire that you're like, I don't even like him anymore.
Well, I will say, I felt the former when I met you. I was like, oh, Dax is very nice in real life.
Not a dumpster fire?
That was later. Bye, buddy. Have a good week.
Thanks, Jason.
Hey, find out who it is. Find out who's the best and worst when you listen to the Hollywood Raw podcast, and you can get that wherever you find your podcast. That question, I just had it asked to me last night. It is probably, if people don't know me or I'm just meeting them, it's probably the number one question I get asked is who's been your favorite person, who's been your
Celebrity.
least favorite, and yeah.
Do you spill every time?
Oh yeah, I'll tell them the truth. I try to mix it up, especially because my poor friends have heard the same, including
Spiel.
Jeff, the same stories 15,000 times. But like I always say, Topher Grace is the worst because he cussed repeatedly on my radio show and he was just rude. And he was rude to the PR woman, which I didn't like, who was a friend of mine. Which you can't do that. These people are trying to help you promote your project. So the nicest, I'll mention her just because it was just earlier, Lily Tomlin and Meryl Streep. They were here in Minnesota for the premiere of Prairie Home Companion, and Lily could not have been kinder, and Meryl Streep could not have been nicer.
Don't you always say too, it's the ones that you would think have all the clout are really kind, and it's the newbies that usually are a little like
Prickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're snooty. Well, there's that example. Lindsay Lohan was very young at the time. She was in Prairie Home Companion, and she made them put ropes around her area so nobody could come to her. Lily, Kevin Kline, and Meryl Streep worked the party. Like, I went right up to Lily Tomlin. She was standing at like a little cocktail weenie table. And I went right up to her. I had interviewed her earlier, and I went right up to her at this thing. I go, hi. I said, I interviewed you earlier. She says, I remember you. She says, you had good questions. I said, thank you. And she says, you asked me about 9 to 5. And I said, yeah. And she says, you can recite the movie? And I said, yeah. And then I proceeded to do the whole, I proceeded to do a scene for her where Violet's answering the phone. Violet Newstead, please hold. Violet Newstead, please hold. Violet Newstead, please hold. Kids? No, kids. There's more, kids. There's more than one banana and peanut butter sandwich in the world. No, I don't want to talk to the dog. And I did that whole scene for her. Thank you. And then she looked at, and I'm going, and then she looked at me and she grabbed my arm. She says, that's enough.
Like, oh, okay, thanks.
Okay, we've crossed the line. You were cute for about 2 seconds. Now you're scary. Next in the dish, Netflix is a new record-setting drama, and it features Ozark star Julie Gardner as a fake heiress. Now, if you don't know about this, here's a clip from Inventing Anna.
I might have a story. Her name is Anna Delvey, or Anna Sorokin. No one's sure. She's either a rich German heiress or she's flat broke. The charges are insane.
Anna committed real white-collar felonies while posing as a socialite in an attempt to steal millions of dollars.
Hi, Anna. I just had some questions.
I have a question. What's you wearing? You look poor.
You look Paul. That's Inventing Anna. It's become the most watched English language series since Netflix changed the way it reports data last summer. Last week, the drama was viewed for 196 million hours. For comparison, Love is Blind has been watched 56 million hours. Kendall, you like this. Everyone else in my life is like this. Meh, it's all right.
Really?
Yeah, sell it to the folks.
Okay, I do think you have to get past episode 1. I thought it was the slowest of the episodes, and I don't love the character Vivian at first. I think she's way too tense. She's the journalist that kind of takes you through the whole story.
The scandal.
Yes. If you are a Shonda Rhimes fan, a lot of her different shows that have been all over the place, you'll love the cast. She uses a lot of people that you've seen in Scandal, Grey's Anatomy, etc. But I just really like how quick, and I like historical, but fiction. They dramatize it up. I love it.
Okay.
I really, really like it. We watch it every night.
Okay. I'm not a Shonda Land fan, so I may have trouble with this.
You'll see. I would say get through at least 2 episodes, then make a decision.
Okay. What's it called?
Inventing Anna. I was going to say Finding Anna. Inventing Anna. On Netflix.
What? Am I going to get replaced by the otter now?
Yes.
Anyway. I forgot. It's not on the teleprompter anymore. It's time to meet today's JVIP. Today, it's Luke Austin. Look at him. He loves watching the show, saying I'm the absolute best. Thanks, Luke. You are too. He loves when I talk about BB, a.k.a. Baby Bjorn. That's a producer here at Fox 9 that if I was a marsupial, I would just put BB in my pouch and just walk around with him all day. Luke says he does feel sorry that Kendall has poor taste in licorice, though. I love when our JVIPs like knock us. It's hysterical. Not only will Luke get a Jason Show mug, he's entered to win the monthly grand prize. That includes coming to the studio to watch the show, a $150 accessories gift card to Becker Furniture World, and a $200 gift card from Woodhouse Spa. Thanks, Luke. Love you, buddy. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. What, black licorice? Oh, that's right. Ugh. Welcome back. It is the show that happens before the show that you're watching now. Every morning on the Jason Show Facebook page, we go live for the Jason Show before the show. We never really know what will happen in those meetings, but it's always guaranteed to go off the rails, where we just make fun of each other. Kendall makes fun of us. We make fun of her. We all attack Leo. It's very fun. Here's the latest best of the before the show.
And then today's satellite, the fast foodies.
This is a great concept.
It is.
It is. You know what? I thought the same thing.
Like, what would your number one fast food be?
McDonald's.
Well, like which item?
McNuggets.
Well, that's what Nikki Glazer says. You need to ask them what their food is.
Taco John's potato Lay's with cheese sauce. What?
No cheese sauce, just potato Lay's.
That's so good.
Leo, oh my God, that's so good. Leo says 22 words a year.
And that was the most excited he's ever gotten, and it was like
months.
Does Leo care?
Leo, curling Taco John's potato Lay's.
Yeah.
Just being a French fry would be really boring.
Leo, tell everyone what one of your favorite fast food items is.
Potato Lay's with cheese.
Yes! Gotta get the cheese.
Why is Leo screaming?
Potato Lay's with cheese.
Yes!
My brother went au gratin. I want to be a potato Olay.
Favorite fast food, Eric? Go.
McDonald's fries barbecue sauce.
Chicken nuggets, sweet and sour.
Chicken nuggets, sweet and sour.
Taco John's.
What on the menu? Keep going, Leo!
Potato Lay's with cheese sauce.
yeah.
I don't know.
The advertising,
I don't have a butt.
wait.
No, I wanna
You're not a girl.
I was Googling exercises to boost my butt.
Where did that come from?
Cause my jeans hang down, I don't like it.
Well, how was Florida?
It was so fun.
Can you talk about Ted's side gig now? He's a comedian on the
Oh yeah, Leo.
interweb.
Well, thank you so much for asking about my vacation and jumping right off of it. How can I start talking about
I
it?
literally just asked.
You did, and then Director Leo was like, so Ted, let's talk about your new side gig.
Kendall, what did you do for your vacation?
Well, thank you for asking. I was in Naples, Florida, visiting my friend, two snowbirds, at 31 years old. What did I do wrong? What did we all do wrong?
Kendall, I just want you to know I cared about your vacation.
Thank you.
Because I remember the hurt that I felt in my heart when Ted didn't seem at all interested in any of my vacation stories.
You're just rude.
I was
should work
very
on that.
interested.
You should work on that. That's how you keep friendships, is asking questions.
Did
of
he
others.
get new hair? Chris Eggert?
Oh my God, they did it to you again, Kendall. I was listening to you.
Thank
Oh, I
you.
thought you were done.
Oh
You
my
want me
God.
to be done.
Anyway,
I saw dolphins. It was fun. There's my
Oh,
story.
great.
I mean, I can Google it all. Flipper or football?
Flipper. It was incredible.
Do you know that Tyra is deathly afraid of dolphins? Have you seen the clip of Tyra touching a dolphin?
We're getting down to the
Thank God it's almost
to the
over.
nitty gritty. Shortest segment is to be determined.
You can give Kendall that time, the shortest segment, to talk about her vacation.
That was actually good.
Yeah. Use some time.
Okay, Kendall. Talk about your vacation. All right, thanks, Kendall.
Don't act like you're being nice about this, Eric.
Kendall joins me now. Kendall joins me now to talk about her vacation for the next 5 seconds. Go.
It was so nice. I got really tan. I had some tequila shots. We went on the beach.
We're going to take a break. We'll be back. I'm just joking. No, we're not, Leo. No, we're not. It was, Leo, we can't go to break yet. Oh my goodness.
I hate everyone.
He went Sarah Palin rogue. Well, I guess we'll be back as Leo's playing the music. My goodness.
Am I still talking about my vacation?
No, come back to Kendall. I'm stopping this music.
I don't even know what to say.
Oh my goodness, Leo just went rogue.
It was so cruel.
Did you see that? And people
Leo
think
still
I'm
doesn't
mean.
care.
People think I'm mean to you.
I know. This is what I have to put up with, everyone. For real, vacation was great. That's really all there is to it.
That's it.
I had great food.
I brought the whole show back to you.
Friends. I tanned on the beach. I saw dolphins, like I said, in the ocean, because that's where they live.
I was going to say, where else would you see dolphins? Arby's?
The zoo. I don't know. It was wonderful.
I really saved us for that? We'll be right back. Back in a moment. I saw dolphins in the ocean? No, now, Leo, now you can really go to break. Welcome back. I saw dolphins in the ocean.
It was beautiful.
Uh-huh. It's a good day to enjoy a cup of coffee and a slice of cherry pie. Why? Today is Twin Peaks Day. Look.
Diane, 11:30 a.m., February 24th. Entering the town of Twin Peaks. It's 5 miles south of the Canadian border, 12 miles west of the state line. Never seen so many trees in my life.
That is Detective Dale Cooper, played by Kyle MacLachlan from the very first episode of Twin Peaks. He arrived in the city to investigate the death of young Laura Palmer on February 24th. The show premiered in April of 1990 on ABC by filmmaker David Lynch. It wasn't like anything else on television, with supernatural elements, campy characters, and cinematography and music that really set the tone. The show developed a cult following, with everyone asking the question, who killed Laura Palmer? Now, before I go into why we're doing this and why for youngins, if you've never heard of Twin Peaks, why this was so revolutionary. Even the commercial, oh, look at Audrey. Can I tell you, all my friends wanted Audrey's eyebrows. Oh, Laura Flynn Boyle, what happened to you? But anyway, yeah, she had great eyebrows. Anyway, even the commercials for, oh, here she's dancing. Anyway, even the commercials for the show were different in 1990, setting the weird tone for the show. Look at this.
Coming Sunday, April 8th.
She's dead. Wrapped in plastic. 11:30 a.m., February 24th. Entering the town of Twin Peaks.
The Los Angeles Times says Twin Peaks is certainly like nothing else on television.
As W.C. Fields would say, I'd rather be here than Philadelphia.
The Washington Post calls it unprecedented. This you gotta see.
Bobby, did you kill Laura Palmer?
Sunday, April 8th, from David Lynch, Twin Peaks.
You got to think of where TV was at the time. I mean, now, you know, in the post-Sopranos era of television, there's a realism to TV that really didn't exist back then. This was the era of Full House, and TV was still a little kitschy. This was such a departure for shows on network TV. Truly, it's such a cliche now, but there really hadn't been anything like that on network television. You know, it was full of cop shows and primetime soap operas and stuff like this. And this was just a different tone. And it was David Lynch, who'd really never done television before. And no one really wanted to take a chance. And it was funny, Bob Iger, you guys know, who obviously became the head of Disney, he was controlling ABC at the time. And he went against a lot of his executives to put this on air. And he goes, I just have a feeling about this. And they put it on air, and it was a blockbuster right away. There were even 1-900 numbers where you could call to get clues to who killed Laura Palmer. And you know, that was a season-long mystery that kept people going, in the same vein of Who Shot JR and Jeff, they made it into a movie with Harrison Ford, The One-Armed Man. The Fugitive. You know, it was like an arc, a story arc that lasted through the entire season. But the problem was it was kind of a one-hit wonder only because they decided to, the network forced David Lynch to reveal who killed Laura Palmer. David Lynch didn't want to do that. He felt once they solved that mystery, the show would kind of lose its steam, and it did. It kind of got a little wacky, and even longtime fans will agree the back half of that season 2, once they revealed who killed Laura Palmer, was very odd. But it had the log lady. It had some of the most... the log lady's my favorite. She would walk around with a log and talk to it. Yeah. Just like Eric talks to the otter, you know what I mean? But she was fantastic. So you can see the full seasons on streaming. Just search for Twin Peaks. We're going to take a break. We'll be back after this. Back in a moment. Welcome back. Well, you know we love music divas around here, and this year marks 25 years since one of the biggest diva albums of all time was released. Who doesn't remember this?
Let's go, girls.
That's right. Shania's Man, I Feel Like a Woman was one of 12. Yes, 12 singles released from her album Come On Over, which came out in 1997. To this day, it's one of the top 10 selling albums in the U.S. ever, with nearly 18 million copies sold. Well, today we're finding out some fun facts about 3 of my favorite music divas. It's game time. Never before played on television, we're going to play the game Madonna, Mariah, or Shania. It's easy. I'm going to read a true fact. We're making TV. I don't know what you're laughing about. We're making TV history. It's easy. I'm going to read a true fact about one of the 3, and we have to guess who it relates to. Okay? Here we go. Question number 1. This diva bought Marilyn Monroe's baby grand piano at auction for $600,000. Madonna, Mariah, or Shania?
I think I know.
I do too. I think it's Mariah.
I thought it was Shania. I feel like I've read that somewhere, that Shania Twain, like some really weird fun fact that she bought something crazy like that.
Okay, let's see.
No?
They don't have it. It's Mariah.
Oh, you were right. It's Mariah?
It's Mariah.
Oh, man.
Thought
Fine.
we had a little soundbite.
You would know.
Well, I thought I remembered that. Okay, Mariah. Next up, this diva turned down an offer to get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Madonna, Mariah, or Shania? I think it is Madonna. I don't think Madonna has a star. I think she's above that because you have to pay for it.
I was gonna say her too.
Okay, is it Madonna? Let's see. It is Madonna.
She seems so not into that thing. You know what I mean? Like she wouldn't be into having a star.
No.
You know?
And again, you have to pay for it. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
You have to pay. Your people have to pay.
They're like, do you want this?
Yes, and you're responsible for upkeep. Like, you know, if tourists puke on it, you got to take care of it.
Which they do.
Up next. This is only one of these 3 divas. Which one of these 3 divas did not perform a Super Bowl halftime show? Madonna, Mariah, or Shania?
Shania? Which she should, because
no.
I feel
no.
like a woman.
Stand by. I'm getting a vision.
He's getting a vision, people.
Mariah.
We could be here all day.
Mariah. I think Shania appeared maybe not as the full act. She was part of it, like around 99.
I want her to just pop out
98,
and go,
99.
Let's go, girls.
So I'm going to say Mariah. That was beautiful. I'm going to say Mariah. Are we right?
I'm bad at this game.
Oh, wow, that was very short. That's my favorite Mariah video. Did you know that?
Ooh,
Fantasy,
ooh,
or yeah.
ooh.
I wanted to like crop top and go on a roller coaster.
Oh, she's so hot.
Next, this diva played the trumpet in high school. Is it Madonna, Mariah, or Shania?
Am I really lame if I think all of these answers are Shania Twain?
I don't have a bloody clue on this one. Do you
I'm going to go with Shania.
Okay,
I just can't see the other 2 doing that.
Shania.
That don't impress me.
We got it! Wait, oh, you got it. Credit where credit's due.
Thanks.
You play the trumpet.
I mean, could you really see Madonna or Mariah playing the trumpet?
No.
No.
Next, this singer suffers from brontophobia, which is a fear of lightning. Madonna, Mariah, or Shania? Oh my goodness. Brontophobia. Well,
you guess first.
It sounds like such a Mariah thing.
I know. Is
You know
that
what I mean?
too obvious?
Because like Madonna would never admit to brontophobia.
She'd be like, what is that?
Yeah. And
I think Mariah,
Shania, should we say Mariah?
Yeah.
Is it Mariah?
We'll never know.
No, we're wrong.
Oh, because the
Who
music
was
didn't
it?
play.
Madonna.
It was Madonna?
Wow. I never thought she would admit
Brontophobia.
that. I never thought she would admit that.
Who's ever even heard of brontophobia?
Now, don't shame people because we don't want to make people mad if they're.
Well, I get it if you're afraid of the lightning. My dog hates the thunder. I totally get it.
Up next, this diva worked at McDonald's before becoming famous. Madonna, Mariah, or Shania? Mariah! No! No!
Is he allowed to do that?
I see Shania in a McDonald's uniform. I'm getting a vision.
Oh, I like your vision. She's a Canadian. Do they have a lot of McDonald's up there?
I think
Sure,
so.
let's do it.
Shania? I see, because I remember seeing her in a Food, Folks, and Fun uniform. Speaking of jobs, which one of these three worked at Dunkin' Donuts before hitting it big? Madonna, Mariah, or Shania? Okay, let's take Shania out.
I think Madonna. I don't know why, but I think Madonna was inspired by the donuts for that very famous bra.
I'm getting a vision.
Of the bra or the donuts? Or Mariah? Or Madonna?
Mariah.
I said
Wrong.
Madonna.
Is it Madonna?
It's Madonna?
It's Madonna. Kendall's right. Okay. Way to go.
The vision.
The vision is wrong.
Vision.
I do have a vision that we're going to take a break, though. We'll be right back. I was right about that one. Oh, Kendall. I never noticed your cheetah shoes today.
Oh,
Those are
thank
sensational.
you. Thank you.
It's time for the world's shortest segment. Hi. Big news for Walt Disney World's Epcot Center. New reports say the new ride, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, has an opening date, my friends, Memorial Day weekend. It hit the Disney blogs after a Disney executive accidentally tweeted out the date. Whoops. The tweet has since been deleted. Cosmic Rewind will be the park's first reverse launch coaster. Disney hasn't confirmed the report. Oof, girl. We'll be right back. Back in a moment. Yeah, it starts backwards, basically. Goes 0 to 60, I think. Ready for the weekend, Kendall?
Isn't it Thursday?
Oh, it's only Thursday. Welcome back. It's time for the surprise goodbye. You know how we do this. We don't know what's in this segment until right now. More on that Ben Stiller interview with Howard Stern. Ben told a story about how Mick Jagger tried to get him to make a movie about the Rolling Stones, but it came with a catch.
First of all, Mick was calling
that's
us.
Right.
Because his producing partner, Victoria Pearman, had reached out to us. I think she'd seen maybe the Ben Stiller show or something. And she was saying, hey, Mick has this idea. And then, so like, just to have Mick pitch us on the call about what he wanted to do. And then the sort of the catch was that we had to pitch the Rolling Stones. So like Mick got us on board, then Mick's like, but you got to get everybody else on board.
Wouldn't the movie be great if the movie was just you pitching Keith Richards about a movie? As a 26-year-old kid, you're sitting there going, this is what it is.
Yeah.
And you don't even know what it is. You're just trying to please
that's the
Mick
thing.
Jagger.
It didn't exist.
The movie would have starred Brad Pitt, but Keith Richards killed the whole thing.
Oh.
It's so weird to see Ben Stiller is kind of an emblem of my generation.
Mm-hmm.
So to see him going totally gray is a little freaky to me.
I think I like how he looks gray a lot.
I do too, but it's still
a little like
yeah. Because one of my favorite movies of his, it's my favorite, is Reality Bites. So good. Oh, it's good. It's so good. Tomorrow on the show, a show dedicated to friends. As I mentioned, 2 of my BFFs from high school, 3 actually, are here telling all sorts of dish. Kendall's going to love tomorrow, and so will you. But that's going to do it for us right now. If you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, you go out there and be yourself, because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Thank you so much for watching. Be safe on the road. We'll see you tomorrow, everyone. Come on, Kendall, let's go.